We've now seen 5 congressional hearings about the January 6th attack, but are Donald Trump's most loyal supporters even tuning in? The Daily Show's Jordan Klepper went to a MAGA rally in Mississippi to find out. Take a look.
Are you watching them?
No, sir.
No. Why not?
Well, time.
You don't have time to watch a 2-hour hearing.
Yeah.
No.
Not at all.
How long are you here today?
Until 5.
Until 5, which is you got here at
I got here at 7.
7, which makes it 10 hours.
Right.
What about what happened on January 6th? What do you think what happened there?
I don't really know what happened on January 6th.
January 6th,
The election day?
No, election day was back in November.
I don't even know what.
Do you know about January 6th?
No,
So when I say January 6th, that means just,
nothing. I don't know.
that's just a date to you.
Yeah.
Did you hear about the insurrection attempt at the Capitol?
No.
Nancy Pelosi, she is very responsible for what went on then. She planned it.
She planned what happened?
I believe so,
Why did she plan to get attacked by a mob of Trump supporters?
because she wanted to be able to blame it on the Trump supporters and have something bad to say about them.
Shouldn't we investigate that?
Yes.
So you must be watching the January 6th committee.
No.
My brain already hurts, and I have not even introduced Jordan Klepper yet. The great Jordan Klepper, contributor for The Daily Show, joins me now. Jordan, we could all use a good laugh over this past week, after this past week, but my goodness, I'm not sure if I should be laughing or crying.
Yeah, that tends to be the compliment I get most is it would be funny if I wasn't horrified. So you're welcome. I don't know. It's been a strange couple of years. I think we are both laughing and crying at the same time. So enjoy, everybody. It's America. You're welcome.
What were you hearing by and large the most when you talk to folks about this? Just blatant, just denialism, just denying that, that this took place. I suppose there was a range of conspiracy theories to explain what had occurred, like the Nancy Pelosi conspiracy theory. What'd you hear?
Yeah, I think when we went out there to see if people were paying attention at all to the hearings, and for the most part, people were not, but they were getting little bits of information here and there, and so we would bring up some of the revelations in the hearing. It ran the gamut. It was Nancy Pelosi's fault. It didn't happen. Obama was pulling the strings. Things have been edited. I saw the recent Top Gun movie, and this is not official, but I know when they're trying to evade a missile that's being shot at them at their Tomcat, they will deploy a decoy flare. And it's just a bunch of different flares that don't add up to anything. They just hopefully catch a missile. And that's what it feels like talking to folks more often than not. It's not a cohesive argument as to what happened on January 6th or whether or not there should be a hearing. There is just flares trying to distract. And above all, I'm definitely Maverick in this, this comparison.
You are our Maverick, no question about it. And Jordan, you did this really extraordinary thing where you actually brought the hearings to the Trump supporters. You showed them some of the key clips of the testimony, and you're breaking brains. Let's just put it that way. Let's watch.
I told him that the stuff that his people were shoveling out to the public was bullshit.
Like I said, you just can't be up 300,000 votes and then lose.
No, but that's Trump's attorney general. Does that sway you at all?
He's turned on him. He's been paid by somebody to shut his mouth.
Everybody knows the election was fraud.
No, he's saying the opposite. He's saying
the opposite?
Yeah, he's saying there wasn't fraud. That's bullshit.
Wow.
Does it make you kind of change your perspective and your assumptions?
It does.
Yeah. So you're not going to go in there right now?
Oh, yes, sir, I am.
You are going in there right now to see Donald Trump speak?
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. Well, good productive chat.
I respect Attorney General Barr. So I accepted what he was saying.
I don't know, that's not edited in any way.
You don't believe she actually said that?
Did she say it on Twitter?
It almost don't even look like her.
You don't think that?
It could not be her. It might be one of those, what, they got clones out there these days?
You think that was a...
It might be a clone, yeah.
It might be an Ivanka clone.
Yeah.
Hot take, my friend.
An Ivanka clone. Wow. I've heard a lot of them, Jordan. I've not heard of the Ivanka clone one.
Well, as somewhat of a historian of this type of thinking, there was a Hillary clone thesis years ago. So this was at least throwing me back into that mindset. I will give people credit, though. I was surprised by how many people engaged with this. And the gentleman in the clip you showed, he took his time to think about it. And
he did.
I think for a lot of the folks I talk about, like, they haven't seen this information. And for some people, it did feel like it was melting their brains. And you could see him go through the motions of, this can't be right, I don't understand this, it's confusing, and then going back into the position of, if it seems confusing or if it seems uncomfortable, it must not be true, that is my safe space. And I think that is what became frustrating and infuriating, but it was surprising and revealing to see those moments, and for some of these people to take it seriously.
No, absolutely, and you know, you have to, you know, offer some praise to some of these folks for stopping and being willing to listen to what you have to say. But I do think when you have these discussions with folks, and I have them as well, you know, it almost becomes a game of how big can the conspiracy get. So now Bill Barr is part of the conspiracy. Now there's an Ivanka Trump clone that's part of the conspiracy. So how big does it have to get for your worldview to continue to hold? I mean, that to me is part of the exercise here. You know, instead of watching the hearings, a lot of people you talked to brought up this film called 2000 Mules. For those that don't know about this, explain what that's about. I know this is one of those conspiracy theory movies that are out there that, you know, and they don't hold any water, but tell us about that.
Well, that's a Dinesh D'Souza film that came out, and it was a talking point for a lot of the folks that we were talking to. And I think Trump has brought this film up recently. Bill Barr laughed at this film during the hearings, and we were curious if this would be sort of a defense tactic people would go to, and it definitely was. In fact, more so than we thought. Almost everybody we talked to, when they felt pressured or in a corner, they would say 2000 Mules. I think it's not necessarily the information that came out of 2000 Mules, but every time we go out there, it's what's the next piece of information that I can throw out there again to get me past this uncomfortable part of the conversation. And 2000 Mules has been debunked, it's been laughed at by Bill Barr himself, and yet it's another part of this churn here that allows folks to not have to grapple with looking at Ivanka Trump saying, no, I trust Bill Barr, I think we should go with that.
And CPAC held this event in Hungary this past year where you had all these Republicans praising the country's far-right leader, Viktor Orban, who, as you know, we've explained on this program, is anti-LGBTQ, he's anti-immigrant, he's anti-free press. You also got a chance to visit the country to get a glimpse of what the future of American conservatism could be like. What did you find?
I mean, it's scary. I think the fact that they were having a CPAC in Hungary caught our attention, and so we went over there, and frankly, we kept hearing tales about what can happen when you see a slide from democracy towards authoritarianism. And so the initial joke we had when we were going over there is we're going to go look at America 3 years from now, and we came back, and I was like, is this Florida in December? You see this, as they would say, it's the frog that's boiling in the kettle of water. Like, these little infringements on their rights and the culture around them, they're controlling the news sources, and suddenly, by the end of it, you have wide swaths of people who are being discriminated against, who are losing their privileges, and they have no power or recourse to remove the people in power. And so I think Hungary is a fascinating country for Americans to look at when we talk about what can happen when you slowly start losing rights. And I think what we've started to see happen even in this last week, it's important for us to understand the global perspective and how this can happen elsewhere, which means it can happen here.
Right, and key figures on the far right are not holding up Hungary as the shining example of what conservatism could be, because you know they like to visit the country. It's because this is where they want to take the United States. Jordan Klepper, great work as always. Always appreciate what you do. Thanks for coming on. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me, Jim.
All right.